Hello everyone and welcome back to the Lost Generations YouTube channel, and you'll see we finally have Dad back. How was your holiday?
Well, fantastic, lovely.
Yeah, had a good time, I think. But today I thought we'd do something a little bit different to our usual sort of informative videos and do something a bit more fun. And what we're going to do, we're going to go through today and give you a tier list for the places that we have been, we have visited, and essentially where we're going to recommend for you to go on your next trip. So you got your juices flowing.
Yep, definitely ready to
Ready
go.
to get into some tier lists.
Let's get going.
Over the past sort of 5-10 years, me and Dad have been to quite a few different countries. But what we're going to do in this video is only go through the countries we have both visited to give them a fair crack of the whip.
Yep.
Per se. So I think what we'll do, we'll go through the tier list and what we've got. We've got 5 different lists. So we've got avoid at all costs, overrated, good but wouldn't return, good for only a holiday, and take my money and get me a visa. So what we're going to have to do, I think we're going to have to end the video, we're going to have at least one in all of the... Is that fair? We're going to have at least...
Well, we'll try.
Yeah, so what we'll do, we'll let the comments decide if they agree with us or not. If you've been to any of these countries, give us your opinion as well, because we'd really love to hear about it. For anyone that hasn't already, make sure you do subscribe as well. We're going to do a lot more content going forwards. And we've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up, especially in the next month or two. So make sure you stick around and subscribe. We're getting closer to 100 subscribers, which will be a big milestone for us, won't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Come on.
We might have to do something special for that one.
Yeah, 100 subscriber special. So anyway, should we get into it?
Yeah, let's get going.
Cool. So I think we'll do these in chronological order, I think.
Yeah, no worries. In
the order we've got them in there. So we'll start out with Germany, and obviously you know a lot about Germany.
Yeah, I lived in Germany for about 3.5 years. Stunning country. We didn't do as much of the tourism stuff and that because we were living there. So it was different. It's very clean. It's probably the cleanest country I've ever been to.
Yeah,
I've got to be honest. So for living out there was brilliant. Most people spoke English.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes it was a bit of a struggle, but if you made the effort for them, then they generally spoke back to you in the best English they could.
Yeah.
Whereas if you was quite arrogant with them and spoke English and sort of like was rude and didn't try, then they'd make it hard for you.
Yeah.
So on that respect, it was lovely. There's some great theme parks we went to. We went to some other different places, some man-made beaches. We done bits and pieces. We done visits down to Wiesbaden. We never went down to further down in the Black Mountains. We were sort of based about an hour from Dortmund. So we only ever really discovered all around that sort of area.
So my experiences with Germany as well, I've been there a couple of times over the last 2 years. So about 2 years ago, me and Caitlin, we spent a couple of days in Dortmund, which was a beautiful city. And for any football fans, which I am, it's a really football-orientated city as well. So we visited the football museum, which is really good fun for any football fanatics out there. Definitely recommend that. And they've got a lot of football memorabilia around the city as well. There's a lot to do. There's so many different bars and restaurants for you to visit, and it's pretty affordable as well. We then also last year, so November just gone, me and Caitlin spent a couple of days in Bremen, and we did that for the Christmas markets, which were really good. Such a historic and quaint town, and yeah, we really enjoyed that as well. So, and I definitely understand what you mean with the people being friendly and stuff. As long as you're making the effort to go out of your way,
really good.
They'll do it for you as well.
I lived in the local town which we lived in. It was a very small town, and the people were really friendly. We got on so well when we used to go down to the local bars. We'd have lock-ins and all sorts. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were absolutely more than welcoming. They were really good. The food there, which we found was really nice. Every time we went out, I don't think we ever went out and had a bad meal. So the restaurants, and like you say, they are very affordable. I mean, admittedly, this was before they were into the EU, so I don't really have much experience since they've been gone to the euro. It was all Deutschmark when I was living out there.
So where do we want to place it in the list? So I don't think you'd live there again.
I mean, I would live there, but you're in a different position in your life. It was before I had the you boys.
Yeah.
So our life was very different. We were very sociable, so to speak. So
I think
it's a nice place. I definitely would live there.
You wouldn't be saying take my money and get me a visa.
No.
You wouldn't go out of your way to.
It's not, and it's not for me personally. I'm not generally so much of a city break person, whereas obviously you quite like your city breaks. So,
so I think
for
we're
me,
sort of torn between.
For me, it's not a holiday destination.
Yeah,
I would sooner live there than I would go on holiday there.
Yeah. So, would you? I think we're sort of torn between good for holiday only, but good but wouldn't return. Because you're not overly. I would personally want to put it here just because there's so much that I haven't done in Germany yet, and
I mean, I'm happy to put it there if you want, because there's a hell of a lot of Germany that I've not seen as well. So
I think
if you want to put it in for holiday only, then that's fine.
Yeah, we'll slot it in here.
Good we'll put it in there, and then if we need to
we
change
can adjust this at any time.
Change
it. Next, do you want to go Vegas now?
Yeah,
to get it over and done with.
Yeah, take my money, give me a visa. I'm moving. I love it.
So obviously we've got the USA flag here, but we're more specifically talking about Las Vegas because that's where the only place in America that me and you have both been to.
Yeah. So I mean, you've done.
I've been to LA as well, and
I've done like Virginia, all around Virginia and that. So,
but I think we're more specifically talking about Las Vegas when it comes to America here. So, I don't know. I think you'd love to live there. I think we could just.
That one goes straight on the top.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like a flower. I do like a gamble. You'll see on other videos. We've got a video out on Vegas. We've got a few more coming out on Vegas as well. So it offers so much more than just Sin City and a bit of gambling. It's got so much. The shows out there are absolutely phenomenal. Anyone who's seen Cirque du Soleil shows will agree they're absolutely out of this world. They're like a London West End show on steroids.
Yeah. And for anyone that wants to see a bit more about Vegas, I'll pop the video up on here because we have got a video on the 5 best things to do next time you go. So make sure to go and watch that video as well. Because I think
I mean, there's that. I mean, there's for people, especially British-based people, shooting's not an easy thing to do. Which obviously out there it's 2 to a penny. You can go shooting. The bars are fantastic. Some of the restaurants are brilliant. You know what I mean,
I think
there's certainly
for
some challenges to do out there.
Someone that's only been the once, I'll safely say that it's like nowhere else.
Oh no, it's definitely
nowhere else like it. So we'll leave that there for now. I don't know personally if I'd ever actually want to move there, but if something that's going to go there, it's got to be for you.
Yeah.
I think just because you feel so strongly about it, I'll let you have it.
I love a place. I love it.
Cool. Next up, Finland. So this is going to be more one for you because we went to Finland when we were, I was extremely young. We visited Lapland and it was only for about a day. So I remember vague amounts from it, but you'll know a lot more about me.
Not overly that much more new, to be honest. Obviously, because that's my only experience of Finland. So, but yeah, definitely, it's 100%. I would definitely recommend everyone goes there. I mean, Lapland. It's magical. It is absolutely magical. It's an unreal experience. You'll never get
anything
anywhere else.
Yeah.
They proper put and we took the boys when they were like 6 and 7, and they were starting to be at school and told that Father Christmas didn't exist.
It was your last chance.
And so we went, and it put a belief in them for another year or 2. So I mean, it was well worth it for us. It was very, very expensive. A lot of money, but like I say, definitely well worth the visit.
I think merely due to the fact that we are older now, probably good, but wouldn't return. I think if we're talking, if we're talking Lapland on its own, then probably good, but wouldn't return. I think I'd probably go back to Finland just to see what the actual cities are about. But
the thing is, I say I say I wouldn't a good, but wouldn't return, but not for me personally, but I would love for if you or Tyler were to have kids, then I'd
Yeah.
love to take them when they're of that age as well. So I think it's absolutely magical.
I think we'll leave it here for now,
Yep.
and we can always move that.
Yep.
move that
Okay
around
then.
if needed.
So we're going to leave it at good but wouldn't return. Even though I would.
Next, this is one that's near and dear to both of us. The Dominican Republic. We loved it there, didn't we?
Yeah, loved it.
It was one of the most incredible places anyone will ever visit in their life. The Caribbean, I mean, anywhere in the Caribbean, you'll speak to people and it's stunning. But I think the Dominican for us was such a special experience, just 'cause it was our first time over in a country like that, really, wasn't it?
First time out, further away. Yeah,
It was our first sort of longer haul abroad trip as a family. The people were as friendly as you like. Probably.
I mean, we done. It was a 2-week all inclusive holiday which we done. So we were in a resort. The resort was absolutely fantastic. There was the people were superb, but I would also say that we've got quite a bit because we were out all the time, weren't we?
Yeah.
We were going out to local towns, local villages. We've done trips, watching them making cigars and doing all sorts, weren't we? So
Yeah.
all the quad bikes, scuba diving, pretty much everything we had out on that holiday was absolutely brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
The weather's also a big plus.
Yeah, it was roasting hot over there. I don't think it's somewhere I'd want to live, but
no, I definitely wouldn't want.
I think I'd safely put it in number 2.
Yeah. I definitely 100% wouldn't want to live there because obviously outside the complex it is, like most of the Caribbean, very poor, and I don't fancy living in mud huts and shacks personally.
Yeah, it's very.
But on a complex and for a holiday, it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. So safely, I think we'll put this at the number 1 spot in good for a holiday.
Yep.
We're happy to do that. So, Greece. So I think we're probably going to be very biased on Greece because we've only been to the one place. We stayed in Corfu in 2016. I want to say.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say that it wasn't for us.
No,
it definitely wasn't our favourite destination. I think there's so many places that you could do everything out there better. So like there were nicer beaches in a lot of the places we've been in Europe or further abroad. It wasn't the cheapest. It wasn't the best. I mean, at anything.
There'll be a lot of people who will massively argue with us there because there's a lot of people I know who love Greece and go to Greece on numerous occasions. From our experience, which is only Corfu, when we did get out and about, it was never that special. I didn't find it was that special.
No, I agree. We had a great time.
Not to say I would never go to Greece, but I would never go to Corfu.
I would happily put this in overrated.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I think we'll put that there for now. We are going to have one of these countries and avoid at all costs.
Well, we'll have to.
I don't want to upset
that. I don't think there's any one of these which we're going through that I would avoid at all costs. But we'll see.
I can see one.
We'll see. Nah, you'll see.
No. Next up on the list, we've got Mexico, and I have very fond memories of Mexico. I loved it.
I know you did. Less said the better.
Move on. Mexico was an unbelievable country. It's very similar temperature-wise to Dominican. The beaches probably weren't quite as pristine, for sure. I think we were unlucky when we went. We went during a time where there was the sort of seaweed infestation, so the beaches were sort of ruined a little bit. But as far as the temperature went, the experiences we had was incredible. So we one of our favourite things that we did, we visited this it was sort of like a resort,
natural water park.
Yeah, it was like a natural water park resort called Jauja, and that was one of the most incredible places.
If you're ever over that way and you do it, absolutely, it's a must. It was absolutely phenomenal. You get a bus up to the top, and it's like I say, it's a natural river. You can either swim down it, or you can get on a rubber ring and go down, or you can snorkel down. So they're quite open. It was a fairly cheap trip as well.
Yeah.
So, and then we were snorkeling down, and there was massive swordfishes,
Well,
stingrays,
there was barracudas.
or barracudas. You know what I mean? The wildlife was amazing. We were quite fortunate. That was the first thing we'd done. So we went up there before it got quite busy.
Mm.
So I think when it got busy, because we went and done it again later in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And where obviously loads of people had been going down, it had sort of spaced out, and it had scared them all off. So to
No, it was
speak.
good. And I think I probably had the nicest meal I've ever had there. Remember that Mexican barbecue place?
Oh yeah, that was nice.
That was fresh guacamole, fresh fajitas.
Yeah, that was nice.
Oh, that was probably the best meal I've ever had. So, Mexico was host to so many incredible experiences.
I mean, we done the zip lining as well, which was good. And then we done you finish the zip line, I think it was about 12 zip lines on it.
Yeah.
And then the last one you go into a cave and go straight into the water, and it was just.
Again, I don't think Mexico is somewhere I'd live, but I'd happily put it.
Yeah, definitely. I'd put that in front of Germany.
There you go. You can go in the middle. Yeah. Cool. So, Morocco. And we had a great time in Morocco. Obviously, it was quite a recent one. So much to do and so much to experience in Morocco. I mean, it was probably the biggest culture shock that I think we've had as a family trip, seeing how they live and what especially Marrakesh is all about as well.
We felt like we really did get the experience of how people actually live, because we were literally we weren't on a complex, so we just got an Airbnb. And it was very, very different. I loved it. I had a brilliant time. I personally wouldn't go back there because I've done it. Only because I've done it. But I would recommend anyone to go there once, because I do think it's a huge experience, culturally, physically.
Yeah.
Because you do a fair bit of walking all around the Medinas. But the actual experience of the actual Medina markets, I mean, we've been to like marketplaces in Turkey and Dominican and stuff like that, but this place absolutely beats them 10 times over, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I think for this, I'd probably happy put it in to good but wouldn't return, not because we don't love it, just because I think we've done what we need to do.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, there was one other thing we did do, which was the waterfalls.
Yeah.
We went to Uzud waterfalls, and they were beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But take your walking boots. Yeah. If you go on a trip, take your walking boots. We thought we were going to go in a car and see some waterfalls, and then that was it. Oh no. We get dropped off, and then a guide takes you all the way down to the bottom. You get a little short boat ride, actually under the very base of the waterfall, and then across to the other side, and then you walk up the other side.
It was about
and again after that,
about 800
the
steps.
Food after that was amazing as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I think we'd earned that. Though.
Yeah, we had. I think it was about 800 steps.
Yeah, something like that. So.
Yeah. So we'll happily leave.
But that was probably the highlight of our trip.
That was a great trip.
The one reason, another reason why I probably wouldn't go back there so much is because we're a big drinking culture, and we like a beer. Their culture
was harder
to find and a lot more expensive to do. So, although we felt comfortable going for beers and that, but it sort of you feel like you're being naughty
when you're getting a beer. Accessible. So moving on. Scotland. So we're from South England. So Scotland is a bit far away for us. It is somewhere that we've both been a couple of times.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Scotland every time I've been up there.
Yeah, I do. I've been. We've got friends who we met in Turkey, and they actually come on holiday to Corfu with us as well.
Yeah.
So we've been up and visited them a few times. We've spent Christmas and New Year up there.
Yeah.
I've been skiing up there in Aviemore. I wouldn't say I love it, but I certainly would definitely go back again because I do actually quite like it. I love going around. Obviously when the skiing up there was good when I went. I do like going around visiting the lakes and going up and all around the mountains. It's just
Yeah.
nice. It's nice scenery to go around and
Relax.
see.
Yeah.
And yeah, and
Probably
anyone loves the distillery, so
good for a holiday.
yeah.
Yeah, it can go last. So
Yeah. Well, I'd put it. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So Turkey, and Turkey, it holds like a special place in, I think, my heart especially. It was my first. Well, sort of both of our.
Well, it was my first ever
It was
holiday
our first
abroad.
ever sort of trip abroad, really, as
Yeah.
a family. So
I was.
and I obviously went back fairly
I
recently.
was about 35 years old, and it was my first ever actual family holiday. It was my first ever holiday abroad.
Yeah.
Ever.
So
for me, yeah, it was very special for me.
yeah, and obviously I went back fairly recently as well. So yeah, I think Turkey. One thing I say about Turkey is I know we say it about a few of the places that we've been, but the people there I think are nicer than any other country I've been to.
Yeah, I mean, they're nice. They are nice people. I think Dominican people were nice, but yeah, certainly they are nice and very friendly. Probably a bit too over friendly if you've got a small child or with blonde hair or something like that, because they're obsessed with kids with blonde hair. So
I think there's a lot of similarities actually between Turkey and Greece, but I think Turkey just does everything that little bit better.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And it's that little bit cheaper as well. Probably.
Yeah.
So I'd happily put it in good for a holiday. I know we've got a few in there already.
Yep, I would.
So yeah, I think we'll happily have that there. And final destination, we've got Tunisia. And Tunisia, I think for me it's a beautiful country. I just felt like it didn't offer too much else apart from some nice beaches. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, having come back literally last week, I'd probably agree with you. We actually chose to go on this holiday. We took our niece's daughter because she'd probably never get that opportunity. So, and give her a break and give her mum a break. So, me and my wife decided to take our 8-year-old niece's daughter. So, and it was all about her, and for her it was absolutely brilliant. I mean, we didn't really leave the complex too much, to be honest.
No.
We did go out a couple of times and went and got some souvenirs in the Medina, but very quiet Medina in comparison.
Yeah.
And you do feel a little bit on edge because they do try and really hound you.
Yeah.
The complex was nice. The people were good, were nice. It's not me personally. I think it's massively overrated. So me personally, I think for the cost and the experience you get, I think you can get far better.
So I think we'll put this in overrated. We need to have one in avoid at all costs, and it feels harsh putting either two of these in avoid at all costs.
I mean, I personally wouldn't avoid either of them at all cost. I think if I was to choose one to avoid, it would probably, for me, be Tunisia. Although we did have a nice time, but like I say, it was all about my niece, and I never really got much.
I'll agree only on the basis that there's so many other places in Greece that we haven't been.
Yeah.
Which I think so. Tunisia, really sorry.
You're at the bottom of the pile.
You're at the bottom of the pile. But we did have a good time, so it's not all is lost.
No, yeah, of course.
And
like everywhere you go, it's all about the experiences you get, and you make the most of what you've got, even if you end up in a hole. Do you know what I mean? It's what you make of it. It's what you make of it, and it's all about making memories.
Yeah, exactly. So I think pretty happy to leave it on that note. I think we've.
Yeah, I think that's
good.
Probably a fair place. I'd put Germany down one. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, no, that's probably about right.
So I think we'll leave it at that. I think we're pretty happy with that list. What we want you to do, leave a comment below and let us know if you think any of these places should be changed around, and let us know your experiences of any of these destinations as well, because we really love to hear about them. And it's always good to hear from the community as well. So
yeah, there's lots in all of those countries which not mentioned and
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, I mean, me personally, as much as I love Mexico, and I'd keep going back there again and again and again. The only struggle I had with Mexico was the beer was terrible, stinking. So, and I'm quite a big beer drinker, so it's sort of
just one of those factors.
So, but it is a factor, but I'd still definitely go there for a holiday. So.
Cool. So we'll leave it at that. Apart from that, thank you for watching this video. If you have made it all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as I said to you earlier in the video, we've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up going forwards, which you don't want to miss. So yeah, make sure you stick around for that. Leave a like as well, and we've got some more videos on our page if you do want to go and watch those. I'll leave a little thing here for you to go and see it over your face. And yeah, apart from that, have a good rest of your day, and we'll be back soon.
See you next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.